and dinners so that we have them ready for the busy weeks ahead. I know for me, school is going back and I want some easy lunchbox fillers, but also some quick dinners for the nights where we get home late. So that's the idea behind Freezer Fillers Workshop today, is making some delicious food in our Thermomix and then packaging it up ready for the freezer. So I'm Tiffany, as Jess said, I'm a Thermomix team leader in Victor Harbor. And by registering today, you're going to be sent all of the links. We will put them in the chat, but you will also be sent the links to all of the cookie dough recipes that we're doing today. So you'll be getting those. And just remember, on Zoom, you have, if you look down the bottom, you have a little mute button. So if you don't want us to hear you, can you just pop yourself on mute? And then if you do have any questions, we have lovely Sarah in the chat box to answer your question while we're talking and cooking. And so today I'm going to be making one of my favourite dinners and freezer fillers, chunky bolognese. And Marie, who is behind me, putting some baking paper in her tray, ready for her scrolls. She's going to be doing scrolls 2 ways, a savoury and a sweet. And then we have Heidi with green Thai chicken curry, Mel with apple cinnamon muffins, Sarah with her protein balls, and Jess is going to show us the Lala's lemon butter chicken that she likes to put in the freezer too. So if you are interested in getting some of these dishes and snacks into your freezer, pop a big yes in the chat so we know you're excited about our workshop today. I'm going to get started on the chunky bolognese. Is there anything you want to add, Jess, to that? Did I forget anything? We've got some yeses coming in. I can see them coming in. So I'm going to get started on chunky bolognese now. Chunky bolognese, so all of our consultants today are from Central Connections branch, our South Australia branch, regional sort of branch. And the recipe I've chosen today is created by Nicolene from Skinny Mixes, who's from SA as well. And my favourite part about this recipe, I recommend it to heaps of people because they often will say they're not too sure about making a bolognese in the Thermomix. You get to see how we do the meat today, and it's in the rice basket so it doesn't end up all grainy. So we're going to start. I'm just going to go back to recipe detail and go from the start. So you can scroll down in your machine and even have a look at your tips and hints. Although this is a meat dish, I'm going to do it 2 ways. So I'm going to put some aside to be vegetarian and put the meat in some because we do have the meat separate in the basket. So that's super handy as well. I'm going to start at the start. Start it off. I'm going to grab my thermo server over here. I've got some onion and garlic prepped in here, but these thermo servers are also great for keeping food hot. I made some pasta all ready to go, and that's staying nice and fucking warm in my round thermo server. We've got the oval thermo server. So you can get these, there's the one onion. You want them to be cut in halves. You want them to be able to fit through that measuring cup hole, remember, because that's the gap between the middle and the side so that it hits your blades. 1 clove of garlic I've popped in too. And then we're going to blend that. If you give it a nice quick flick of the wrist, we've only got a 3-second chop here. So you want to give it a nice quick flick to get it all the way up to speed 9 nice and quickly. So it won't go past it if you have it. So to get yourself a thermo server, you can become a consultant and earn it as an incentive, how I did, along with my black Thermomix. I got the 2 black thermo servers. Or you can contact your consultant and host a demo so you can see a dish like this being cooked. Onions all chopped up with no tears. Marie, can I have a spatula, please? Yes. Okay. Thank you. So I just flicked past it, but it did ask me to scrape down the sides. Now remember, when you're scraping down the sides, you want a clockwise action to keep your spatula from being cut up. You want to hit the back end of the blades as it's scraping. Pop that back in. That's next. 20 grams of olive oil. And that says without the measuring cup, so pop that out. We're just going to cook the onions for 5 minutes. And in that 5 minutes, I'm going to hand over to Marie to do some scrolls. So yeah, if you want a thermo server, or there's a whole new list of host rewards, you can contact your consultant and book in a demo with them. So I'm going to move the camera over here. We'll say hi to Marie.
Hi everybody. I'm going to do 3 cheese and spinach scrolls today. I've done the dough, took the time, and it's nice and fluffy. And we'll just make the mixture up now. So going into the recipe, I've lined the tray. So in my fridge, I have got, very bad, but I have got already chopped up cheese. So we're going to skip this step. And we're going to transfer it to bowl fine. Okay, so we've got 60 grams of spinach. You can break the, you know, what you've got in the cupboard, in your fridge. It's getting all ready. 60 grams of spinach. Mixed.
Chopping our spinach. Marie's been very busy making cinnamon scroll dough and the spinach dough. We've got both going. That's okay. We'll have a look in the bowl. It's been chopped up nicely.
Let's empty this out into a bowl. So next, 100 grams of water. Make sure you tear each time.
It's okay, nice confident pour and you won't get it.
Oh my goodness.
You're okay. Let's just run down the side.
It's this.
Yeah, the jug.
These jugs are terrible, everybody. Don't
The
get
Pyrex jugs aren't great. Do you know what is a really good pouring jug for water? Another Thermomix jug.
Ah,
Marie's got a few spares, which you can earn as a consultant.
sorry.
And sometimes there's offers where you can get a machine. Marie actually earned a white Thermomix and a spare bowl.
Yes,
in her consultancy.
It's really good. But if you want to do that, you know, speak to any of your Thermomix consultants if you'd like to earn your own Thermomix. So 2 teaspoons of yeast, instant yeast, that is. With yeast, if you use fresh yeast, and it says for instant yeast, if it says 15 grams, you do 30 grams of fresh yeast. So try to remember that. Thank you. It doesn't matter if we go a little bit over. Teaspoon of sea salt.
So Tiff and Marie are together in the same home today, and I just wanted to give a special shout out to you, Marie. Marie joined Thermomix just a couple of months ago, and earned your another Thermomix, as you just said. And this is just fantastic that you've agreed to come on live on our class and present, Marie. So well done.
I really didn't want to. I'm nervous, but anyway.
Marie loves cooking, and I wanted her to show us the scrolls because she showed them to us at our cooking club that we do once a month. And she did the cinnamon scrolls, and she's just an expert when it comes to baking breads and pastries and lots of cooking, actually. And yeah, it's lovely to see. So
I do love cooking, and that's, yeah, it was, Tiff got me out. Tiff asked me if I wanted to join after I came to a cooking class because I wanted to have a cooking class.
yeah,
So, you know, it's fun. So everybody has cooking classes, all the
yeah, there's lots of them around the state. So if you want to find out about your closest cooking club or cooking classes, get in touch with your consultant, or the link you registered. You can also see the other ones that are available, and we're going to send you in the email with the links our next one that is going to be on. So the chunky bolognese is just singing at us. So he's asking for tomato paste. So we've got 50 grams of tomato paste.
Now, if you go and make your own tomato paste, that is a really good way to have it because it doesn't.
The squeezy bottle.
Yeah, the squeezy bottle. If you get it in the jar, it gets mouldy. So
if you turn your jar upside down, it won't because
you
the
go.
air doesn't get in. That's why the upside down ones are great. 30 grams of water. I like to add my water after. I could add my passata here. So this is my homemade passata. You can see all the bits in it. I have a bit of zucchini and a bit of sweet potato, and it's made from cherry tomatoes. I'll pop that in. I'm going to try and be a bit difficult because it was a little bit frozen down the bottom. And then I'm going to use the water. Going to use the water to rinse out my passata jar. And where it tells you to do the 30 grams of water, you can either rinse out your tomato paste jar or rinse out your passata and then add the 30 grams that way. 20 grams of Worcestershire sauce. Now, just remember, if you're cooking for somebody who's gluten-free, you can buy a gluten-free Worcestershire sauce as well. Just check the ingredients. You can make one from scratch yourself on the Thermomix. I haven't actually done that before. Pop in the comments if you have made yours before. I have a little round dish somewhere with vegetable stock paste. Do you have some? I just can't see. Ah, it's in the fridge. Thank you. I've just got some vegetable stock paste because I am vegetarian. I didn't want to use the meat stock, but the meat stock it does add a real depth of flavour. Any of the homemade stocks do. And we've got Heidi coming up who's going to be making a curry paste as well, which is really nice to make from scratch. So in my little tin here, I have oregano, basil, cinnamon, chili and pepper. That's all done. So then I get to insert my rice basket. I'm going to grab my mince. So the mince comes in a kilo and it's only asking for 700 grams. Some people add 500 grams of mince and then top the basket up with a little bit of vegetables. And that's one way to do it. I like to, you can also, this is one of the scale up recipes. So you can scale this recipe up to the full kilo. And then instead of putting your mince in inside the basket, you can put the mince in your Varoma so that you can fit the full kilo in. I like to use my leftover mince for another dish. That is another freezer filler of mine. Drop the mince. We made them yesterday. We made pasties. So we put a whole heap of pumpkin, sweet potato, and carrot, a little bit of onion, potato, and mince. So I put all the veggies in the Thermomix and use the chop mode to make them. And I'll show you them a little bit later. But yeah, I make pasties from that leftover mince. So I add that to my pasty mixture and then mix it up with the vegetables. And of course I can leave the mince out for my section. Mine has 15 minutes to cook. And Marie is going to show us how to put the scrolls together.
Okay, so this is the dough that I made previously. So what I was doing there was the start of the dough, whereas you don't clean out your bowl, you leave the spinach in there and you add your butter and your water and your yeast, and then you put the flour in. So this is a result of me not having the bowl with spinach in it. So but it's lovely and fluffy, and we'll put lots of filling in.
So you get a green dough.
Yeah, it's a bit green, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to stretch the dough out to the side of the mat.
My chunky bolognese is cooking. It's got 15 minutes of cooking. And then you just have to mix that mince to make sure the inside isn't pink, to mix it around, and then it's another 15 minutes of cooking. It's really a hands-free recipe. That's why I really like the chunky bolognese.
This
prefers the hands-on.
This scroll recipe is a quick one. It goes into a cold oven at 200 degrees Celsius, whereas the cinnamon buns, it goes into a hot oven. So we probably won't be able to show you. I can show you rolling up the cinnamon buns today, but I won't be able to show you in product because the oven's going to be cold for this. So now we're just going to put this together.
Kev, do you add any extra veg when you do your onion for your chunky bolognese?
Yeah. So I like to, I was talking to Jeff about this. I like to add extra veg above. I forgot to show that part. So while I'm cooking my meat, I'll just jump back. While I'm cooking my meat, I like to add some vegetables into my Varoma. So I have mushrooms up the top, beans and carrot down the bottom. Make sure there's a little hole in the bottom. And then while this is cooking, you can plop that on top. And you can adjust it to Varoma just to get more steam up top. In the middle circle, I just changed that to Varoma temperature. Just be careful, make sure there's a lot of liquid in the bowl if you're going to change it to Varoma. But now my veggies will cook on top. I like to do this because I do, like you say, it's really easy in the chunky bolognese to hide your veg and chop it with your onions. So you could have easily put a carrot or a zucchini in the bottom there. My sauce did already have a lot of hidden veg in it, and my children like to choose the extra veggies on top. So we don't always hide extra when we're doing the chunky bolognese, but it's a really easy one to do.
Now, can I just say that this is the amount of spinach that they suggested, and for me, it's nowhere near enough.
Yeah.
So I would normally put in that whole packet. Okay, so just if you love spinach, put heaps in, and if you love cheese, put more cheese in. So really, you can do what you want. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to roll this. Now, I think they said,
And we could have added tomato paste and
you make it
mushrooms. Yeah, any pizza toppings you like could have gone in this one.
So if you've got the mat, this is a really easy way to roll up your scrolls, all right?
The mat's on their post reward list as well, if you're
Yeah.
interested.
It's just being difficult now.
It looks so smooth.
You've definitely got the knack, Marie.
Yeah, not so much there. Yeah, well, done it a lot.
She makes it look very easy.
Okay, so what we do now, if they say to cut it with a knife, a sharp knife, well, you can't on your mat for a start, and it squishes the pastry down, the dough down. I would put some water on the edge here just to seal it and roll it down. Okay, so what I use is dental floss. Now, don't get minty dental floss because you'll get a minty tasting, unless you want minty tasting spinach rolls. Just get some plain dental floss, put it underneath.
Might try and angle it so we can see.
It's very clearly dental floss, this one. And all you do is twist it, and you have your little scrolls.
So you're just crossing left arm over right arm to make it like scissors.
Yeah. That's all you do, everybody, and it's so easy, and it makes a lovely cut.
I've used this method and the filling had pancetta in it, and it still cut through the pancetta.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
I suppose it gets stuck out of your teeth.
Yeah,
Have the small gaps.
it's strong.
I mean, you can cut it with a knife if you haven't got dental floss.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good way to cut these scrolls.
Yeah, they look beautiful. Look how they're not messy, they're not squashed, they're neat and tidy. And do we need to put milk or anything on them before we go into the oven? No, place into cold oven. It just says place into cold oven.
This is cold oven. Yeah, it doesn't say put anything on top.
So got 20 to 25 minutes of cooking, and
Hopefully we'll be able to see this at the end, everybody.
yeah. And so we're going to go over to Heidi. Is Heidi on? With the green Thai chicken curry for her please. There's Heidi in her kitchen with all the beautiful plants.
Okay, I'm on. Hi, I'm Heidi. I'm in the hills area, more towards Hawthorne Dean Way. I'm cooking up a beautiful Asian green Thai curry, and I've got a dog here very most interested in the chicken. As soon as I get a chicken, any sort of chicken bits out there. Anyway, I'll try and ignore them. Anyhow, this dish is on Cookie Dough, the paste I made this morning, and that's in the Around Asia cookbook, Thai green curry paste. It's also on Cookie Dough, and yeah, pretty quick to prepare. I think it's quite easy to do a double amount. I think next time I will do a double amount, only because it's nice to have this paste in the freezer ready to go, and when you come home after work, you just quickly grab out a little tub of 60 grams and you're ready to go with your chicken and a few other ingredients. So next time I'll probably make a double, because this is really, really lovely paste to have in your freezer. I'll start with the cooking. I have already heated up the coconut milk, coconut cream. I am is the best one, so I've got to find my orientation in this kitchen. 250 grams of coconut cream, and it's just wanted it melted, so I've melted it down. We've just got a sort of a runny coconut cream. Next up here, we'll be adding a bit of this beautiful paste. Oh, yep, done that. 5 minutes that warmed up for. I'm really in the wrong spot, sorry. 60 grams Thai green curry paste. So this is the one I prepared this morning. A bit hard to tell, I should have grabbed a green bowl. I've got a couple of other tubs. I've already weighed them out into 60-gram amounts, so they'll go into the freezer afterwards. We'll put this one in. We're going to cook this up briefly, and it will become quite fragrant and lovely. It just sets the herbs and spices going, and unfortunately you won't be able to smell those so much, unfortunately. And off we go. 3 minutes, 90 degrees, and just on speed. Good. So that's doing a nice little warm up and stir. I cook quite a few pastes. When you've made a few of your own pastes, you realise how much flavour and how much freshness goes into all of these pastes. I can really highly recommend it. Yes, it's easy to pick something off the shelf, but you're picking a lot of other preservatives and things off the shelf as well. So grind your own herbs and spices. I ground my own cumin today. It's not hard to do. You do need a bit of bulk in the bowl. If you have too little in there, it sometimes can't grind quite fine enough. So I did grind my own seeds this morning, the cumin and coriander. So it was completely fresh and it smells terrific. And this is going to smell really beautiful in a minute too.
How many batches do you get out of one batch of the paste? So you've got 3?
About 3. That's why I think maybe next time I'll do a double batch. So yeah, I think it might even work better. The more there is, when it comes to pastes and things like lemongrass, all the fibrous type things, you're better off having a bit more bulk in the bowl, and it does do a better job getting it finer. Otherwise you end up with a bit of bulk.
So Heidi, did you do this one, the Thai green curry paste, this recipe here?
I can show you. I don't know if the picture's the same. It's
one
the
of-
one in the Around Asia cookbook.
Yep, let's have a look if it's this one. Oh, yep. I remember doing another one and it made more for some reason.
And
yeah.
I was expecting more as well. I think I remember doing that one, and there was a lot more bulk. And I was a bit surprised that I'd only had 3 portions in this one. I haven't done, obviously I haven't done this green Thai curry paste for a while. I've done the red one in the past, and I've been doing a lot of Indian pastes. So
I find the red Thai, sorry Heidi, I find the red Thai curry paste, which is that one in the little blue and white bowl, I find that makes about 6 or 7 portions. So that's sort of the volume that will make. So you might, whichever green curry paste you find, maybe have a look at the quantities in this one to get that comparison. Yeah, that makes about 8 portions.
Yes, 8 portions would be better. Yeah, I didn't. Look, I've been running this whole last week, and this morning I've been running as well. I should have looked a little bit closer at the portion amount, but we have made a beautiful one. I think it's pretty similar to the one we made. I think it was with you, Jess, that one time, I think.
Oh, delicious. It is delicious. And, you know, there's no right or wrong, Heidi. So you've done a great job. Thank you for sharing that paste with us. So it's absolutely delicious. And you're completely right. You can just double it or triple it. And then you've got more to freeze, haven't you, if you want to?
Well, it's really... I suppose that's the fiddly bit, doing the paste, and then once you've got it there, you've got this fresh, amazing flavours and paste ready to go. So bigger batch would be my recommendation as well. If I've been a little bit more organised, maybe I would have tried to double the batch this morning. But anyway, we've done our little cook here, and let's have a look. And I can smell it already. It smells beautiful. You can't really see very much. It's like a greeny coconut. It's really hard to tell, but it smells beautiful. And with any of these spices, you can dumb down the spice, as in the hot spice, as much as you like. If you don't like, or if your family doesn't like the hot chilies, you can just cut right back on those. You can just de-seed it if you want it really hot. You can leave the seeds in. So it's always what you prefer to do for your own family. 500 grams chicken thigh fillets. Just cut into small pieces, about 3 centimetres. So that will go in. Sorry, my dogs are going bonkers out there. So for 2 minutes we'll be cooking this. Let's get started. I can try and close the door.
Alrighty, and while Heidi is cooking her curry, she's going to be adding a few more things, but we're going to come back and see you, Heidi, at the end. Is that correct?
That sounds fine. I've got a few sort of mushrooms and bamboo shoots to add, and then it's going to cook for 10 minutes. And yeah, all right, we'll see you then.
It's a real simple, quick and easy thing to have, and especially when you got the curry paste in the freezer. Thanks, Hardy.
No, it's okay. I'll see you later.
Thanks. Excellent. And we're gonna go over to Mel, and Mel's gonna tell us a little bit about where she is, what she's doing, and here we go.
Hello. So I'm actually from Bunbury in WA. And I'm actually traveling South Australia at the moment, and then we head across to Victoria in the next couple of days. So I'm a traveling consultant in my caravan, and at the moment I'm hang on, I am currently off grid. So yes, you can use your Thermomix off grid. What I'm going to make today is apple and cinnamon muffins, and I thought that I can show you how the sensor works in a fan-forced oven. So I actually earned this guy with when I became a consultant. I earned it in some of my host rewards, booster rewards, sorry. But you can get it through host rewards as well. So what I've done is I've already preheated my oven. And I'm not going to grease my tray because I'm using one of our silicone muffin trays from the mix shop. This one I like because it's got a firm outer ridge, and I like these because they actually stack really nicely in the freezer. I've got a rectangle Tupperware container that they stack evenly, whereas I find the round muffin tins, they don't fit neatly. And I've got kids that go to school when I'm in WA, and these actually fit better than the round. So what I'm going to do, I don't have any Granny Smith apples. I'm just using normal apples. I'm not peeling because, you know, who's got time to do that? I just use an apple and a half. So I've almost doubled the amount of apple just because I do like a little bit of extra apple. And again, I'm not going to waste. So at the moment, we're all about Oz Harvest and reducing our waste. That we're partnering with Oz Harvest this month. So I'm just going to whiz these guys up. So and I think I think Sarah's going to put some links in about our partnership with Oz Harvest, and some of the other girls can give you a little bit more information on that. That's my pretty much double the amount of apple. I do find that this recipe is really good to customize. Sometimes I chuck some sultanas or dried fruit in. Sometimes I'll use a banana instead of the apple. It's really up to you what you want to do. I do have to set this aside though. Then what we're going to do is we're going to melt butter. Now, I find butter very expensive on the road, and I like to use coconut, and it takes up fridge space for me. So I like to use coconut oil. It's a great option to use coconut oil if that's something that you and your diet prefer. Because I've taken the lid, I've taken the lid off or removed the weight out of the bowl, I do have to re-tear my bowl. Now, I've already pre-weighed this out. However, my daughter was sitting in here and rocking the caravan a little bit, so my scales did jump around a little bit. But about 83, 84 grams, I'm happy with that. Alrighty, so what it does want to do here is it does want to melt it. Now, sometimes I will melt it, sometimes I won't. I've jumped straight into the next step. But if we're going to be doing butter, then we would melt that. So this is giving us about 50 seconds. What I am going to use today is my sensor. And so for my sensor, this is a probe that is connected via Bluetooth. Now, it connects via the Thermomix as well as an app on my phone. I really love to use this because I don't have a I've got a gas-powered oven, but I don't have a fan force. So gauging how long things actually take in my oven here in the caravan can take a little bit longer. You can use this in an air fryer, you can use this in a Weber, you can use it in quite a few different appliances. So it's a great option to make sure that your breads and your cakes and your meats come out perfectly. So I used this for scones yesterday. What it does, and this is its charger. and it connects wirelessly to our devices. So I have actually already cracked my egg and my milk, and it asks for 180 grams of full cream milk. Now, again, if you didn't want to use dairy, you could use coconut milk or oat milk or, you know, whatever. 250 grams of self-raising flour. Now, I don't buy self-raising flour. I just buy plain flour, and I add baking powder to the flour. So for every cup of flour, it's 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And that's just one extra thing I don't need to have. I can just make it as I go along. So it's saving me having to have 2 different types of flour in the caravan. Plus, I actually do the same thing at home. 1 tablespoon of honey. I don't actually have enough honey because we're going to cross the border in a couple of days, so I'm just going to skip that one out. But I will put my cinnamon in. I like to use mixed spice because I find that I like the variety of, just because I like a little bit of extra, variety of flavour in a mixed spice. So mixed spices sort of got cumin, ginger, what has it got? Ginger, cardamom, cinnamon, and so forth. All right, so it's actually going to ask for brown sugar. So what I wanted to quickly show you was making brown sugar. So this is raw sugar. Again, it's something that I only have raw sugar on hand. So it's the big brown granules that you can get. Now, to make my own brown sugar, depending on what quantity, or whether you want the hard pressed or the compacted one or not, is by how much molasses that you add in. So again, I do the same thing at home. I just have molasses on hand and my brown sugar, and then I can make my own brown sugar. So again, I'm only using up the ingredients that I currently have on hand. So I've pre-weighed that one out. That way then I don't have multiple containers in my caravan. So this one's going to be 5 seconds. Okay. Now it's going to ask for our reserved apple. And we're just about done. So there's a couple of ways that you can get your sensor. You can host a demo at the moment and get it as a host reward. And with that, you can either get it free or discounted. I know Sarah's popped some information in the chat in regards to the pricing there. So you can get yours for as little as $49. Or the other way is to become a consultant like myself and earn one, which is how I actually got mine. It actually went from Victoria to WA and then back in the mail back to me when I was in South Australia. So it's a very well-travelled sensor. It lives on my fridge. It's got a couple of magnets on the back. It lives in my fridge, and so I know exactly where it is. What I like to do is I like to use an ice cream scoop to portion out my my mixture. And as we can see here, that's my mixture all ready to go. So you could have added some apples in, you could have added some sultanas in here if you wanted to. You could almost double the mixture in here as well. I've definitely done that before. I find the big ice cream scoop is pretty much enough for one muffin casing. And then this cooks for about 15 to 20 minutes. In this recipe, if you did like round ones, what it does ask you to do, and it's up to you whether you wanted to do that or not, but you can actually slice up an apple as a decorative feature and pop that on top. So that's really cool if you guys were doing a big freeze up and you wanted to take it to a morning tea, you know, it looks quite fancy like that. What I've done is I've actually just cut some apple quarters because I've got rectangles and just like pop them on top. What I'll do at this point, and I'll quickly show you so that we can jump to the next person, is put a couple of apple slices on, and I put my sensor in. Now the sensor has got a a gauge in here. So if you're putting it onto like a round cake tin, you can pop the silicone edge on here so that your probe doesn't touch the edge of your bowl. Okay, but because of the tin that I'm using today, I don't seem to have a problem with just sliding it in on an angle and letting it rest in on the side of the tin there, and that seems to work just fine for me and my muffins. So I've done quite a few batches like this, and then I'll pop that in the oven, and they'll take about 15 minutes or so. That'll connect up with my phone. Because this recipe here doesn't actually call for the sensor, a lot of recipes do have the sensor built into them now. I just go in and I manually select cake, and then that will connect up. And I think it's about 96 degrees. Once it reaches temperature, it'll beep on my machine, and it will also beep on my app on my phone. And there is, what's that taken us, like 5 minutes maybe to make a dozen muffins, and then you can pop that into your lunch boxes, and they defrost really, really well. I'll show you what I store mine in. This is one of the Tupperware freezer mates, and they fit perfectly. These guys were banana muffins. And I overfilled them because I had a little bit too much. I didn't want to use 2 trays. So they definitely feel a good 12 pack in here, and then they don't get squished, and they freeze lovely like that. I gave 3 to my husband as he went for a walk today, and they defrost really, really quickly. So if you can take them out in the morning, pop them in the lunchbox, by lunchtime they're definitely defrosted, or even morning tea time, they're defrosted for the kids to have. So because they're nice and a flat rectangular shape, they stack neatly. So yeah, that's me today. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thanks so much, Mel. Lots of golden tips there. And that's wonderful to hear that you're using your sensor on the road as well. Good job.
It's a lifeline. It's a lifeline, I tell you, because, get busy, and when it goes beep, beep in your pocket, it's time to go and take your muffins out.
So good. That's another good point. You can be out and about with your busy kids, and yeah, you're not going to burn your food. Awesome. Thanks, Mel. Over to you, Sarah.
Good morning, everyone. I am Sarah. I am from Gawler in South Australia, kind of near the Barossa, I guess. And yeah, this is my kitchen. Today I'm doing the vanilla protein balls. Again, it's a recipe from Cookie Doo. It's a really simple recipe and can be really quite cost effective as well, because buying protein balls, obviously from the shops, cafes and health food stores, can cost you around $4 for one. Basically, I think my most expensive ingredient is the blueberries, which is about $11 for a 750 gram bag, but that makes quite a lot of protein balls, so it's quite a win for me. We're going to start cooking. All right, 150 grams of roasted unsalted cashews. So I've got them. So these are the little bamboo bowls. They're actually from the mix shop as well. I like them, they're light and handy. And if I drop them, they don't break like my China ones would. So it's insert measuring cup into the mixing bowl. 10 seconds, we're going to speed 6.
Hey, Sarah, you were mentioning about those bamboo bowls, and I'll grab the link. I'll do your job for you.
Yeah, I love them.
Can you tell me what else you love about the mix shop and being a consultant?
Ooh, mix shop and being a consultant. I love getting free stuff. I love getting discount. Like the spatula I'm using now is also from the mix shop. It's got a bendy, it's a bendy end. It helps you scoop out your ingredients a lot easier. I'll just show you my cashews. They're all nice and mixed finely. You can go a bit longer if you want it finer again, but that's quite enough for us. So being a consultant, we get discount on a wide range of items, which is really handy, especially if we want to get new bits and pieces for our toolkit and our accessories to use at home and at demos. So yeah, speak to, I guess, one of us today if you're interested in joining a consultant to find out what the discount is. Now this little bamboo bowl has my homemade peanut butter in it. So I made this yesterday. Basically a bag of peanuts for $5.49 from the supermarket has got me 2 large jars of peanut butter. Plus I've got enough peanuts for another 2 jars. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. So 70 grams of peanut butter, 60 grams of LSA, which if you're wondering is linseed, sunflower and almonds. I also made that yesterday as well. The recipe needs 60 grams, so that goes in. Now we also use that at the end to roll the protein ball in as well, give it a little coating and extra flavour. All right, these are my blueberries, 100 grams of blueberries, 70 grams of natural protein powder. Today I'm using a chocolate one. You can also use a vanilla one as well, like the recipe says. I do find if you do use a vanilla one, it kind of also tastes like a chocolate protein ball, I think, because of the blueberries. And then you've got your coconut. So you need 30 grams of coconut. You also need coconut for the end when you're doing the rolling of the balls as well. All right, insert those. Insert mixing bowl lid, 6 seconds, 10 seconds. I was going to say 10 seconds, speed 6, but I got that muddled up. And let's just show you what we're looking like. So that's what we're looking like so far, all mixed up. Now, just give it a bit of a scoop as well, just to help it, because the water's going to bind it all together anyway. So next up, we want 80 grams of water. It's a little bit noisy. You will find it, sort of, you listen to it, it sort of starts to struggle. It's just because it's mixing everything together.
I know Bliss balls are super popular. Has everyone got a favourite Bliss ball you've made in your Thermomix? Or do you need help finding more Bliss ball recipes? Because they have different names in Cookie Dough, I've noticed. Sometimes protein balls, sometimes, I don't know, they call them different names. So if you need help finding Bliss balls, we can have a look at that next when we look at Cookie Dough. Yeah, Ash needs some help. I'll bring up my Bliss ball collection and Cookie Dough. I think Sarah will nearly be finished mixing. Let's have a look at Cookie Dough. Mixing, I didn't check how long this one was mixing. I thought it was only a quick one. That's all good. Let's have a look at the Bliss balls over here. There's the LSA now. So I've actually got a Bliss ball collection. So in the created collections, I've got just one sec, created. So Bliss balls, here we go. And of course you can create your own flavors as well. And like what Sarah was saying, here's collect some of the names that they are called. So sometimes energy balls, I think in the UK they are called energy balls. And sometimes I make Bliss balls out of this mixture, lots of different ones. Carrot cake Bliss balls. I like to add more spices to that one. So there's a couple there, Ash, that might be useful. And I'm going to go back to Sarah now. She'll have some other.
That's what we're looking like so far. It does say to put extra LSA and coconut into separate bowls, so we'll do that. Just move this guy. So what I've got my Thermomix on is the glider board. It is an awesome accessory. It helps you move your Thermomix with ease and without wrecking the scales. Again, glider boards are also a host reward item. All right, so it does say roll them into tablespoon sizes. I actually make them a lot smaller and just put them in little containers. So like these little snap cups from Tupperware, or you can get the little Sistema ones. Roll the balls up as big as small as you want them. Just give your blades a bit of a wriggle, get your mixture out. You've got like really nothing left in the bowl. All right, so it's just roll them up. So mixture into LSA. You can do like LSA by itself, coconut by itself. I just give them a wriggle around in the little mini thermoservice, like so. Give them a mix, and then I do both. So I put them into that one. You're saving on mess, saving on washing up. I don't have to clean my entire bench because it's not covered in coconut or LSA. And there's our first little ball. They taste yum. My size. I'm gonna go teaspoon. Let me get a scoop and I'll tell you. Actually, I could probably use this. So yeah, I don't know. It's not a tablespoon, it's not a teaspoon, it's just a little mini ice cream scoop. That could be the easier option. Just bite-sized pieces, I guess. Enough to just snack on. My husband is quite often called out on breakdowns for trucks that are broken down. He'll take a container of these. Yeah, I just pop them in the freezer in their little tubs. We pull them out as we need them. They don't take long to defrost at all. Make them smaller for little hands.
So while Sarah's just doing that, I might just show you, Jess, if you could spotlight me. I might just show the, oh, look at those balls. They look great.
And they're really yummy. They're just simple ingredients.
That's nice and easy to go.
That was a bit big, that one. They taste like chocolate. Pop them in the fridge for a little bit. They can get a little bit warm just with the mixture, but pop them in the fridge or straight into the freezer, and they're like super tasty and super easy to make.
So what I thought I might show you just very quickly is this sensor app on my phone. So what it's actually doing is I know I'm back to front, my apologies, but what you can actually see in the bottom here is the current temperature and what the temperature it's working to get to. So if, for example, you are walking out of Bluetooth range, you can have a quick squiz it to where roughly how high your temperature is. The other thing is that it's automatically connected to my Thermomix. And what it's showing, even though it's not through the recipe, it's automatically connected and it's reading that the temperature is on here, and it's saying it's around about 17 minutes until it's cooked. So that's how amazing the sensor is in regards to it automatically picked up that I was using it once I set the temperature, and it's picked it up on the machine. So yeah, you've got both options to run off.
I actually used my sense the other night. We're doing chicken patties and I didn't trust that they were cooked. So I just went straight to the app, put in chicken, I think put in rissoles, and it said that I still had 10 minutes to go on the chicken patties, which otherwise I would have had to guess. And I'm not a fan of guessing with chicken. So yeah, the sensor was awesome and it told me when they were cooked. So yeah, there you go. All right, I'll just show you these. So we've got 2 little balls in the LSA and 2 little balls in the coconut. And as I said, LSA was homemade, peanut butter's homemade. Pop them in little containers, make them bigger or smaller if you want. And that's it. That's vanilla protein balls. Thanks, Jess.
Beautiful. Thanks so much, Sarah. I love seeing how you use those mini thermoservers. They're probably our only thermoserver that's available on the Mix shop. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. So you can buy those ones. You can't earn them anymore. That is rewards. But yeah, you can buy them. Can't quite remember how much, sorry.
That's okay. I love how you're using them like that. That's a great idea. And approximately how many do you create from that batch, that particular one?
I've eaten one. What have we got? I've got 7 so far. Probably going to go maybe about 20.
Yeah, that's so handy. I'm going to give them...
Sorry, that's just using them little. Obviously, if you make bigger ones, you're going to obviously get less. But yeah, we like the smaller ones because They're just convenient. Just grab a little container, and you're good to go. Morning tea or afternoon tea, or have them with your lunch, whichever. Yeah, as I said, they taste like they're chocolate, but it's just basically the blueberries, even if you have vanilla protein.
Yeah, beautiful. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's a very handy one to pop in the freezer. Now, just one sec. So I just wanted to show a picture of some of the things that Mel was talking about earlier, and Sarah. I think everyone's mentioned it, but you know, here's a little picture about possibly joining Thermomix. So if you do want to know more about that, you can stay behind at the end of this session, because we can show you what's in the business kit. I've got business kit behind me actually, and we can show you more about that. We'd love to welcome you to our branch, or if you live somewhere else, you will go into a different branch and learn lots more about your Thermomix as you're a consultant, but also earning lots of items as well. This one is a picture about host rewards. Sorry, a lot of our consultants today have been talking about some of the host rewards that are available. And as Mel was talking about, the sensor is a limited time offer. You can use it in meats, breads, and as Mel's using in cakes and muffins. So this one's really, really handy, and it's our latest accessory with the Thermomix. And of course, we've got a great catalogue. So if you'd like to learn more about a topic, it might be you're wanting to learn more about freezer fillers or meal planning or how to save money, or 30-minute meals. Why not contact your consultant and ask them to about a certain topic? They will still use our general menu matrix. However, they can focus on a topic of your choice, and you can access the host price of a host reward, or you can get it for free when one of your guests decides that they also want to start their Thermomix adventures and they get a TM6. Then you'll get them for free, or $49 for the sensor. But there's some amazing items, and you've seen the thermomat being used, the glider board, you've seen some thermoservers as well. And I'll show you a couple more as I do my segment. Let's come over to my kitchen now. There we go. And we'll jump over and see some of our finished products as well, that we've been cooking earlier. So my name is Jess, and I am this regional business development manager, and I am very, very honoured to be able to work with these amazing consultants, these amazing women, and I think we're getting a man start in our branch soon. So I'm based in the Adelaide Hills, and I am going to be sharing with you one of my favourite dishes. And to be honest, I don't do a lot of freezer filling, so this class is going to be great for me because I'm going to start filling my freezer and making my life easier for busy days. Oops, just one sec. Oops, shouldn't have touched my phone, sorry. Because I'm really keen to fill my freezer with things like veggie sausage rolls and pizzas and things like that my kids can pull out now that they're wanting to eat their own foods at their own times as they're teenagers. So thanks everyone for putting on this class, because I'm learning a lot as well. Now, the reason I don't typically do freezer fillers at the moment is because we make everything fresh and we eat it fresh, but I want to make my life easier. So I'm going to start doing some things into the freezer, and I want to share what I made last night. So I won't be showing it on the Thermomix. I'll just show you what I've done. I'm going to move these away. I was going to show you the gift we purchased, but I might pop that to the side. But anyone who is thinking about purchasing a TM6, who might be watching the playback, or you might be on live, these are the 3 bonuses that come with the Thermomix at the moment. I'm going to pop them aside, and we can chat more about those in a moment. But let's look at my dish. And my dish is Lala's lemon butter chicken. Has anyone made that? It's absolutely delicious. The flavors are amazing. Now, what this one does is it allows you to create the beautiful sauce in the Thermomix, and I have doubled the sauce last night, so just doubled everything. And what I did was then I bought extra chicken. And then the idea is that you're making a beautiful sauce in your Thermomix and you can just pour it over the chicken. You're going to bake the chicken in the oven. So you can always increase it by 3 times if you really wanted to. I doubled it. And what we did was we ate one of the portions last night and I put the leftovers in my vacuum seal. Now, it smells so good. I'm not sure if it will actually make it to the freezer now. But what it is it's in this glass container. I baked it in here. So this part, the other one, we baked a second one as well. And I probably should have bought some more chicken, to be honest. There are 4 chicken thighs in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we could have fit in a lot more, I'm sure. But we ate too much of the other batch. So what I did was after doubling the sauce, I actually put some extra veggies in. So there's actually some carrots that I put in here and broccolini. And the recipe calls for spinach as well. So that's in there too. Smells absolutely delicious. And I baked it in this glass vacuum seal. This was one of the host rewards that I just showed you on the screen. We can have another look at that. This lid is like a plastic lid, so you're not going to bake with that one. However, to store it, we certainly will put the lid on to store it. And what you can do is this comes with it. This is a vacuum seal wand, and you just place it on the middle, and you press it, and it's a cute little vacuum. It's sucking out all the oxygen. It's going to make the food last fresher for longer. So I could keep this in the fridge, or you could pop them in the freezer as well. Just going to stop that one. The vacuum seal this set is worth about $120. So hosting, you get it for $30. And as I did, I cooked it in the oven, and then I let it cool, and I popped it in the fridge. But you could put them in the freezer. Now, when you're ready to cook your meal again, what I recommend is what I'm going to be starting to do is bringing it out of the freezer and placing it in the fridge in the morning. Let it defrost, and then once it's defrosted and possibly at room temperature, then you can pop it in the oven if you wish to reheat. So you could use these vacuum seals to put a big full lasagna or something like that in there. So I'd love you to give that a go with the vacuum seals. They are super duper handy at keeping your food fresher longer, avoiding waste. And if you also want to try the smaller sizes, we've got so that was 2.7. It fits your Thermomix perfectly, whatever you want to make. These are in the mix shop, and this one's I think 1.3 litres. Again, the wand fits that. And I've even made a mini serve. I just wanted to show you as well how a mini serve for one could look. This one is the smallest vacuum seal. It's 650 mils, so it's perfect for dips and things like that. But I wanted to test it out on a one serve, and I've got 1 chicken thigh. I've got some of the veg. I've actually got a boiled egg in there too, and I actually did silky sweet potato mash, and I did veggies when I did the egg together. So this is a one serve. So I am going to put this one in my freezer, and I am going to then pull that out one day when I want a meal for myself. And this is going to be my dinner. I'm going to suck the air out if I was keeping it in the, yep, there we go. Little white bubble goes down when it's finished sucking the air out. So this is the baby one. Super duper cute. And that's one way if you like in glass to freeze your food. Now, another way to reheat, and I might try this. So we're going to take the lid off, and you can reheat it in your Varoma. Should have grabbed my Varoma out. But that could sit in your Varoma. And what I do is put minimum water in, and I reheat for about 12 to 14 minutes. It's got the glass, and that will be perfectly reheated as well. So that's another way if you don't want to put it in the oven or the microwave. So super duper handy there. The last thing I wanted to show you is of these items is my stack of silicone stackables. These are from the mix shop, and I currently use them for cooking classes because they're super duper handy. And what I'm going to do from now on, because I'm going to get organized with my freezer, right, is I'm going to be putting food in, and you can make them smaller if you need to, and I'm going to put them in the freezer. What I'd recommend, and what our tips from one of our experts, Linda Purvis, she's given us some of her great tips, is one of the tips is to make sure you label things. So this is a little bit of masking tape that's still on there from one of our cooking classes. And with a texter, you could write down the name of it. Linda's recommended that you stack your things in the freezer in something that's small and easy to stack, and have them labeled so that you can easily pull them out, or someone else can pull them out. So I thought that was a really great tip. What we'll do is we'll email you all of Linda's tips, and for those that are registered. And yeah, so I think these stackables will be really great as well for food prep and freezing. Something that I didn't get around to yesterday is making some pizzas and putting them into here. So ideally, that's the next thing I'm going to try is making, I reckon 2 pizzas will fit in here. This is just from the supermarket. And what I'll do is put some baking paper in the middle of the 2 pizzas, and they should fit in there. And that way, my kids, as I mentioned, the teens, wanting to grab food from the freezer. They've been seeing other people with stuff in their freezers they can grab out and munch on. I want them to make it from scratch, so not have the packets. And that's what I want to do, is put 2 pizzas in here that they can grab one out, put it straight in the oven, just like their friends do. And there we go, have their frozen pizzas. So hopefully some little tips there for you guys for your storing and creating there. But if you haven't got onto it already, the vacuum seals are my big tip for avoiding waste and cooking in glass, and it's just great. All righty, let's jump back. Oops, let's have a look at the time. We have gone over. Didn't look at the time before I started my segment, but let's go back to see how our cooking's going. I reckon Tiff, you're wanting, and Heidi. Yep, Tiff's next. Yep, there we go.
Hi, yeah, we'll be as quick as we can be. So the chunky bolognese finished, all cooked perfectly. I've divvied it up, same thing, Jess, a 1 portion into the vacuum seal. And so I just wanted to leave the meat nice and chunky there to show you that it's almost like a meatball. You can keep it as chunky as you want, or you can break it up with your spatula as much as you want. And you can see we've got our mushrooms and carrot and beans that we steamed in the broom on top. Now, I have poured the rest into the oval thermo server with the pasta and I just put the veg to the side so that people can choose what they want in theirs. And I've left the meat. The meat fits perfectly, the whole rice basket. You can see it's cooked chunky in there. Fits perfectly in the round thermo server. So I've got to drive home after this. So I can drive home, and then I know that the meat's not mixed in. I can keep my pasta separate so it's still vegetarian. I just quickly, I'm going to be super quick. I filled up a lunchbox of an idea of what I'm going to do next week. So this is what I was talking about with that leftover mince. You can make pasties. So this lunchbox is actually on the mix shop, and you can also get these little tins with the silicone lids. And here's a mini pasty that Harry, my 3-year-old, actually helped me make the pasties. So they're filled with vegetable and meat. And this is what we put in our freezer for dinner. They're not the most attractive, but they fit really nicely into a container. We call them the pasty log. So it's just the frozen pastry, so Pampers puff pastry, just one big square, fill the middle, fold it up. And that's those. So they're the pasties and the chunky bolognese are my favourite freezer fillers. The chunky bolognese makes so much, that we usually have at least one portion left over ready to go in the freezer on a night that we need them. And Marie has finished both sets of her scrolls. What a champion. She did all of them.
So, I did run out of dental floss, so I do beading as well. So I got fishing line, and that's really good as well. So if you've got fishing line at home, or hubby has, get some fishing line, and it's very good. It's
Make sure it's clean.
Yes. So these are the cinnamon buns. I've iced them when they're really hot, so it's all melting. And these are the spinach scrolls. Hope you try them out.
Yeah, so we can pull them apart and put them into some little containers
We can, yes.
and pop them in the freezer.
Yeah.
Ready to take to someone's or as a snack. The lunchbox
So
filler.
there you go, everybody. I hope you try them. Give them a try, especially these. These are fabulous. They are.
The cinnamon.
Yeah, the cinnamon buns are really good. And the pastry, the dough is gorgeous. It's so smooth and silky. It's lovely.
The way the dough rose up, we had to get a photo because it was so puffy and beautiful.
It rises up beautifully. So yeah, give it a try.
Scrolls
Thanks.
are awesome, and especially if you have them warm, you get all the cheese come apart and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Yum.
cheesy ones. We'll have a look at this. You can see how light and fluffy they are. And those cinnamon buns, they are nice and big. We didn't even leave them for the full hour of rising after we formed them. But yeah, you can see the ingredients in that spinach and cheese is lovely. I'll do a close up of the cinnamon.
And they're great. We used to make pizza scrolls, whack them in the freezer, pull them out into the lunchbox, easy as. That is going to be delicious. Who gets to enjoy those, I wonder?
Yeah, we can have a lovely lunch. We've got chunky bolognese and some scrolls for our lunch, and then we've got dessert.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and well done, Marie. And we are just looking at our Thai chicken, which should be done too.
Yes, all cooked and done. I haven't done this one before, and I had to have a taste just to make sure it was good. It was actually really, really good. In a 2.6 thermoserver, keeps food warm 2 to 3 hours. So invaluable in my house. I don't know if you can see it just a little bit. My green curries in the past with my paste, I often cook maybe slightly my own recipe as well. And I'll put a bit of capsicum, bit more greens in there. The kaffir lime leaves didn't go until the very end of this one, which surprised me, but there was a lot of kaffir lime. As well as the Thai basil. I usually put a lot more Thai basil in. But in saying that, this one tastes really, really good. And I'm going to really enjoy this. I've got 3 more little serves that I'll put in the freezer, ready to go. They're all measured out for the 60 grams already. And next time, yes, I'll make a double batch and I'll have 6 little serves in the freezer. But you can change this recipe to whatever you like. I do like a few more veggies in there. Although there was a lot of mushrooms, I put a combination of oyster mushrooms, Swiss brown and button mushrooms. So just about 300 grams. And yeah, like I said, I was really surprised. I was thinking, oh, it needs some capsicum, needs a bit more spice, but it's delicious. And yeah. Can highly
Awesome.
recommend it. And usually, I was going to say, sorry, once I put it in the thermoserver, I'll cook my rice after that. This allows the flavours to just go through a bit. And once the rice is ready, if you wanted to, you could steam a bit of veggie on top. Then you can serve up your rice, veg, and your curry. And flavours are gone through.
Beautiful. Enjoy that, Heidi. I have
Oh, yeah.
made it a number of times over the years and it is delicious, even though, yeah, as you say, there's not heaps added, but it's still so delicious. So thank you for sharing that one and enjoy that. And
Yeah, beats the pants off any sort of paste that you buy in the shop, absolutely.
definitely. And there's so many pastes we can make in our Thermomix.
Oh, I was just going to say, look at Mel's muffins.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's
sorry.
have a look. Sorry.
I overfilled my muffin trays because I was really slack in not getting out another tray. So they are a little bit overfilled, but you know what? It's all good. My little one here is salivating something chronic about them. But yeah, so my sensor beeped at me and said, yep, we're ready to come out. And they look pretty good to me. So Unfortunately, my oven does kind of cook on the outside a little bit quicker than the inside, which is why I put the sensor on the inside muffin to make sure I get the middle ones all cooked properly. So yeah, there's my tray.
Excellent. Thank you so much, and enjoy those. And lovely to see your family having a great day as well. You can eat them now.
They're scones, jam and cream from yesterday, and they no doubt will be having one of these shortly.
Enjoy. Thank you so much to all of our presenters today, and what a fun day. We learned so much as consultants, and as I said before, I'm going to be filling my freezers some more, get around to doing that some more. So thank you to Heidi, Mel's family, Sarah, chat box queen. Sarah, I'm going to have a look in your kitchen. You're in your office now, but there's your kitchen with your Bliss balls all packed and ready to go in the freezer. Thank you so much, Sarah, for all your work on the chat box there. And I will email everyone out all that info. Thank you, Marie, for coming on as your first session. You did very well. And you've got lots of scrolls left over.
Thank you, but I hadn't unmuted. So thank you, Jess.
Thanks, Jess.
Driving at Mount Gambier.
Not quite Mount Gambier. Not quite Mount Gambier. But if anybody does want to host a demo, like the ladies have been mentioning, we do have this Oz Harvest partnership till the 15th of May, and every demo that you host, we'll donate 20 meals to Oz Harvest. So we're already making an impact in our communities, and we want to make even more of an impact to those that need it. So this is another reason you can host. Not only can you get your host rewards at a discounted price or free, you can also make a difference to someone else, because you're going to show them the Thermomix and they can cook additive free delicious food and save time and money, but you also get rewarded, and we want to reward you. So there's plenty of things up for grabs there. Talk to your consultant for more info about that. And as I mentioned before, if you would like to take up the offer of a new TM6, you get lots of bonuses. You get actually 3 of our most popular host rewards. Now we've got plenty of other host rewards for you to also earn. So if you purchase a TM6, you'll get a thermoserver 2.7, the one Heidi showed us. You'll get thermomats that Marie was using, and you also get a kitchen toolkit. It's worth $344, and when you purchase that, you'll get that for free. When you then host your delivery demo, you can grab another host reward. So you could start your journey with 4 of our most popular host rewards. And learn lots when you're at your demo. What's this one? Oh, there we go. And we have 36 months interest free, which I don't know that we've mentioned that just yet. So that means that everyone can get a Thermomix on their bench, whether you're going to earn it as a consultant or do interest free or one of our other payments. We just want to help more and more Australians to make the most of their time and energy in the kitchen and have fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. And I will have to think of a theme for next time. So if you've got an idea, let your consultant know and they can pass it on. Maybe we'll do that theme next time. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you guys another time. Thanks, everyone.